we're planning our, where do we go from here with our Fist to 5 retail to get the questioning in? So the thicker questions then is the Think Aloud with the text that we already used on Wednesday.
So then we're doing a think aloud about how we add the going beyond questions, the thick questions.
Thick questions. For thick questions. And I feel like the text maybe then needs to be specific to go deeper. Like maybe when we choose that, we have to make sure the text is not a biscuit book. Not that you would choose a biscuit book, but like I read a book today called Quiet. Have you read that book where the lion is mad and it says, "Everybody be quiet, my baby's sleeping"? And then at the end of the book, his stomach is growling and it wakes the baby. So there could be a lot of cool, thick questions that come from that. So maybe we should make sure we choose one that has that.
Yeah. And we'll be in control of the questions at that time, too. So we can make them be thick ones.
Okay. So
I'm also picturing, cutting my poster and putting the thick part underneath my retail saying going beyond.
Cutting your poster and not
the
just...
new one that I'm going to make for thick and thin.
Okay.
So I cut off the thick part of it and add it at the bottom of my retail poster.
So just temporarily, and then you would eventually put it back on with the thin questions to hang up all year? Because I know that we use the thick and thin questions when they do their read alouds. We use it throughout the year beyond just the retail.
I think I'll put the thin questions on the side of the retail so it's all there together.
Okay. So what about when we go to nonfiction? I mean, we
Well,
can
those
always
will be different though.
Well, the questions are kind of the same. For the thick and thin.
Not that thick though. Those will be different.
Okay. I feel like we used this poster for all of it. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like that's what we did. You think no, you think it was just fiction?
I honestly don't remember if we use it for nonfiction.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just wondering about cutting your poster up. Not that we can't recreate the poster again, but maybe.
Yeah. I just want to show them that it goes beyond. I want it to be a visual. This is more than just my retail.
And I was thinking adding a piece of poster paper to the bottom part, writing beyond the text, and then referencing my poster, and then saying these are going to be the thicker questions, and using so basically recreating the bottom part of my poster of this anchor chart on that, which is the same thing you're saying, other than you're just going to cut it up.
Yeah.
You're so destructive.
Yeah. I want them to actually see it.
Sure.
Go
I like
there.
that.
So.
Okay, so if we're modeling all this on Thursday, so then Friday, how do we put it in their hands or us together? Because this is a bigger step than just the right there questions.
So then I think Friday needs to be reading a new book, have a retail already ready for them.
Okay.
Maybe we quick mark up the thin questions, and then they go with a partner and answer the thick questions that we've already written on the paper.
Okay, so we've written deeper questions.
Yeah, because
So
we haven't done them asking yet.
Okay. Okay.
So I think we have to come up with a question.
Using the prompts.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, so then why don't I do both of the retails for here, because that's the same thing, and then you do the deeper one, so that your mind goes there. Because there's...
This one's going to have to be used for deeper, because aren't we using it both times?
Yes, but the questions won't be as... Tell me that again.
So we're using the same retail on Thursday as here. So this one needs to be deep. And then this one's just a book. We write the retail in front of them.
But this one, we're going to write the deep questions in front of them. This is all I do together. They were not pre-made.
Right.
So this one is what I'm saying. If you pre-create that Fist to 5 retail and the questions, then that seems like a bigger job. So if I do these two, and then we just use that to do it in front of them here, then when you create this then it's already got to be rewritten.
Okay.
Pre-written. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-written questions. And in partners, we thought?
Mm-hmm.
Answer deep. So, okay. I was thinking maybe it's too much to layer right here. What if we had it pre-written? They had to first label the who, the what, the where, the when,
Mm-hmm.
and then they could answer the deep questions. So make it a little bit more involved.
On their own, they do find the thin questions quick.
With their partner.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean, on their own?
Well, I was thinking before they even go with a partner.
Oh, okay.
So that should just be, here's the who, here's the what, or the, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then with their partner, they go and answer the thick questions.
Okay. And we had said Friday, Read to Someone is going to be the research journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we have 3 journey books. We had one for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially 4. So I don't know how we're going to do that with us together at the same time. Know what I mean?
Well, we can have, if we have 6 in a station, so yeah, we would need 3. I can look and see if there's any more at the library, the public library.
That book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it would be better, yeah, if we each had 3.
How is your pink parent letter or your parent letter going? Are they independent yet, or are they just writing what you tell them to?
So I go through each of the parts of a friendly letter, fill that in for them, and then I give them a sentence starter for what they're going to say, and then they write the rest tomorrow.
They just write one sentence.
For right now. We've only done it twice.
Right. My kids did 3 sentences, but I started them each 3 sentences, and we did a whole class.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're only doing one right now.
Okay, I was wondering how they let that go to them. Unless I almost want to take the paper before I copy it and write the starter on it, so they just fill in the blank.
Mm.
What do you think about that? You think it's a place to start, or you feel like
Well, if they've already written 3.
only from my prompt, like up on the board, I wrote, next week we will learn, and they wrote, next week we will learn, and then they filled in the blank.
Mm.
So I feel like maybe to make it more independent for writing time, maybe I put that starter on there, and then they fill in the blank.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work it so that I'm not going through it with them anymore.
Yeah. I usually, for the first couple, I put it up on the screen, and then they have all the information there that they need, except for customizing it, like who theirs is for. They can pick if it's going to be love or sincerely at the end, that kind of stuff.
And the rest of it's done.
And then eventually I put it onto like a chart paper, and if they need it, they can look at it, but otherwise they don't.
Well, this is the first year that I'm trying to make it 3 different types of sentences. One is a review sentence, one is a I'm looking forward to sentence, and the other one is more like an I learned sentence. So I think that's maybe why I was going with the sentence starters.
Yeah, because yours are writing a lot more.
And they're doing well at it, so I don't think I think it's okay. But I've been feeding it to them. So then maybe the next step is to just do the prompt on the page before they would still do the date, they would still do their greeting, and their closing in there. Do your kids constantly forget the closing? And
They mostly forget their name. They just put like their name up in the wrong spot, or they just do their closing and no name.
And do they ever say love, comma, and their name on the same line?
Oh yeah.
Why? It's so easy to see that there's a line underneath it. It's like they don't see that there's. Do you make them fix it?
Yeah.
I do too. And I just am baffled by the fact that there's a blank line there. On the board it shows my name on the bottom line, but they don't do it that way.
I've had kids copy your name. No, put your own name there. No.
All right, parent letter. So I feel like our whole group now is formed for next week.
Yeah. Now I just need to think about our stations.
Well, stations will always be read to self 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going to be read to. They're always going to be computer, potentially, or Lana.
I think for next week, yeah, computer, Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can test.
Yeah, well, first we'll have to just get them into the rotation, so I can't even imagine testing on Monday. Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but even Monday's going to have to be just walking them through it. Do you have your names back yet for your...
Mm-mm.
How are you going to do that then?
They'll be here by Monday. Only Wednesday.
Oh, I just don't know if you put them in.
Yeah, I sent them. I just don't have them back.
Okay. Do you have magnets?
I haven't been to Staples yet.
Oh, with your PO?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because I was just running low. I thought I only have one strip left. Otherwise, obviously you can have mine.
No.
I don't think it'll be enough for you.
No.
Okay, so
So we need someone and work on writing then for next week.
yes, someone is going to have to be flip-flopped on my Monday is your Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So for my Monday, for someone, we had already done the stages of fluency. Do we want to go back and review them again? I mean, do we want to go back and read a passage with choral reading and then do another one with duet reading?
Mm-hmm. Or get out those cards.
I got them out today from my expression. She told me to. I was really happy with the results. They were happy with it because the time that I wanted them to read, it wasn't the same passage over and over again.
Yeah.
And I really saw them helping each other decode words. And they even said, well, can we skip it and go back? Yep, that's what we learned to do. And what if we wanted it? And Duran said, can we stretch it out? I don't know if that's something he's learned with Amanda, but I would call it chunking. And he said, can we stretch it out? So that was different for me.
Yeah, I remember that.
I said, whatever you want to do to attack the word, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we want to do that then? We have a couple more passages already printed off, so we'll need to do some more. I'll do some more passages. Are they too hard? Do we need to go easier?
As long as my low kids are partnered with someone who can help them, they can figure it out. But yes, it's too high for 6 of them.
Okay.
So
They're level G. So let's back it off to E. I mean, it's going to be too easy for most of our kids, but they're still just learning the process anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we'll put them with partners that are at similar levels once we finish the testing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want those folders that Jody had made for us. I think we should do those fluency folders again.
Oh yeah.
So let me write that down.
Have you been progress monitoring?
We don't have any. Amanda took them all.
All of them?
All of them. I specifically emailed her and said, who am I progress monitoring? We got all these emails about this. I mean, what am I supposed to do? And she said, I have them all.
All of 2nd grade or all of yours?
All 2nd grade.
Okay.
Yep.
So I was thinking about that today during AI. I'm like, am I supposed to be testing somebody today?
Jody emailed me today and asked for our lesson plans, our book. She wants to create the book.
Oh.
Isn't that a little ironic? Little miss, I don't write things down. I can just remember it. And then she wrote in the email, I know. I think I missed the lesson plan book. Okay, so I want to talk about fluency folders. Now, granted, we really can't do them until we know their levels. But that really was great last year.
And which kids need them.
Uh-huh, yeah. So maybe just talk about that. Okay, so you're good with...
Okay, so at someone, then they're going to be using the different fluency choices. Like they can pick if they want a choral read or duet read or echo read.
I don't know. I feel like I should
be
assign it.
Today is accuracy.
Yeah.
Today is phrasing.
Yeah, I feel like I should assign it. Because then they might disagree. Choral read. So I don't remember last year that